In today's video, we're going to take a look at recent setup in the crude oil, and I'm going to show you another example of setup plus trigger equals trade entry, and then you manage it. Okay, so that's the way you make money with this work. The overall pattern and trend was still bullish in the crude recently when we did start to see a nice healthy pullback. From here, all I did was take 100% of all of these prior declines within the uptrend, and I projected them from the recent high. I also ran some retracements. The only retracement I saw that overlapped the symmetry in this case was a 786 retracement of this most recent low to high swing. At least that's the one that I was focused on. There was one level that was violated up here, and then this lower decision ended up holding in place. So your question might be, how did you know which zone to take the trade against? Well, you don't know, which is why we use triggers. So when we did test this 63, let's see, this was 63.61 area. Let me double check. Okay, I think I'm going to have to look at the overnight data in this case. So let's check it. So it was 63. All right, here it was. Okay, so in this case, this is where you made the low into the key support. What's a trigger? It's essentially price action that tells you that it's worth placing a bet against the zone. You were looking at a bearish pattern of lower lows and lower highs into the support decision. And then what you really needed to see was the 834 EMA crossover to the upside. And in the process, you want to make sure there was a pattern shift. Pattern shift means basically for a buy, it took out a prior swing high. So, showing a shift to a more bullish pattern of higher highs and higher lows. So when both of those things occurred, you had reason to trade crude oil from the buy side with your initial risk either defined underneath this low or underneath the low end of the zone, which would have been underneath 63.61. Now, obviously, you can see that we've had a beautiful rally since then. This is typically what I have in advance for my subscribers. I give you guys some of the setups, but I don't give you all of my setups. And we've had, let's see, a rally of 258 so far off of that last low. And if it continues, your typical target, once again, will be the 1272 extension of the swing into the zone, which means potential target is 67.47.